Thank you, guys.
Okay, item number 12, y'all noticed a request for a little transfer of funds. Actually, the jailer had in his fiscal year 14-15 budget I guess, potential for up to $310,000. This is the first request he's made, and hopefully, I know they've got a jail payment coming up of $100,000 next month, right, Kevin?
Motion transfer.
Can get beefed up enough where this will last a while.
Second.
Mr. Wicker?
Yes.
Mr. Smothers?
Yes.
Mr. Elder?
Yes.
Mr. Caldwell?
Yes.
Mr. Masterson? Unanimous.
And tandem with that, y'all did see the jailer's report there on their current census, and they, I guess they had, looks like 218,000 in state housing and 33 in SAP, and they've got, looks like almost $300,000 in receivables, so hopefully they'll carry them through a little while if they receive it in a timely fashion. Okay, item number 13, we've been kind of waiting for this. We got the discretionary agreement and resolution back last month. Did receive by email. There's been a little holdup. There was a question on one of the roads that was on the flex list that state mapping did not have it described exactly as the way Tommy did in our county road listing. He had River Road as 1.45 miles, and that shows actually from the city limits through the end of Smothers Hollow Roads that distance, but not River Road. So they just approved 0.494 miles. Of course, we have plans and have intention to pave all that anyway. And there's more than enough request in here. We had $250,000 worth of blacktop requested to encumber $188,000 worth of flex services. So I don't think there'll be a problem with us being able to spend out all their.
Motion to approve the resolution for the acceptance of the flex funds.
Second.
Mr. Elder?
Yes.
Mr. Smothers?
Yes.
Mr. Wicker?
Yes.
Mr. Caldwell?
Yes.
Mr. Masterson?
Yes.
Unanimous.
Okay, last meeting, this didn't come in until Friday, the Thursday meeting. Item number 14 is request by funeral director for payment of pauper funeral expenses in the amount of $1,275.
Second.
Mr. Elder?
Yes.
Mr. Caldwell?
Yes.
Mr. Wicker?
Yes.
Mr. Smothers?
Yes.
Mr. Masterson?
Yes.
Unanimous.
Okay, we'll move on down to the department reports. Tommy came in a little earlier. They're trying to get the engine in that truck, this dead animal truck, and they've been trying to start some shouldering on the roads that they've already got blacktop, and they're probably going to have a week off waiting for this to get through the Secretary's office and get back. One thing I did tell him that I might see if you all would approve. Last year, about this time, Tommy went up and got the estimate together on what it would take to blacktop the health department lot. They were going to pay for it. And they got bids from, I guess, Brady Paving too, but Tommy's was quite a bit cheaper. Paula Mattingly's been asking me about that quite a bit. I told her that, of course, last year it kind of slipped up on us. We got a little behind and didn't get it done. They may have a window here in the next week or 10 days to go back and revisit that. It's okay with the court. Tommy said he thought they could work it in, no problem.
Yeah.
Mr. Magley, that's good. Not a problem. Motion
Okay.
to
Second.
approve the paving of the health department parking lot.
Mr. Elder?
Yes.
Mr. Caldwell?
Yes.
Mr. Wicker? Mr. Smothers?
Yes.
Mr. Masterson?
With full reimbursement. Okay. The other thing that really is kind of tied into that, and you all have been a little bit, I guess, apprised of a conversation. The Lebanon Career Center is in rented property down on 208. First Corbin Realty owns a little strip mall out there, and we split the rent with that building. Costs $1,000 a month to the county and $1,000 a month to the city. Been really reluctant to renew that lease the last couple of times. It's a 3-year lease. I don't really want to get stuck with it for 3 more years. They're going to vacate that Marion County Associated for the Handicap building up there in October this month, and that building would be available. I have introduced the idea to the city. Haven't gotten formal agreement with it, but they need a little bit of new floor tile and a little bit of basic, might need to put a petition wall in or two, but it could all be done, I think, with local labor. And it would be something, if the city would split the overhead operation O&M on that building, better than let it sit empty, and it would be a much improved place for the Career Center, because they're really cramped on space down there. They'd have room to do their testing in their classroom setting. I told Tommy to look at the possibility of maybe that road and access for the parking area back in there around the community. I mean, associated with the handicap too, probably wouldn't cost another $3,000 or $4,000 to do that too.
Let me ask you this, so I can understand fully. So the city, your proposed thought process is for the city to assist in the repairing or replacing, remodeling per se, or bring up into
Right.
good shape the facility. Now, they would still be responsible for their portion of the payment, is that, as we have set now, correct?
Well, I mean, that's going to change. We pay $2,000 a month.
So we pay $1,000.
Yeah, I mean, collectively, it's $2,000
Yeah,
a
so,
month.
and that, I'm just so everybody understands, we pay $1,000, the city pays $1,000.
I'm thinking it would save us both some money, that if we would split the cost on any kind of upgrade or remodeling, if they pay for half that, and then going forward, if we could split the cost on the operation of that building under, the current use, if they split the utilities and the cost down the middle of what it costs to run that, it still would be cheaper for the county and the city to do it in a larger, better accommodating space. So, I mean, those things are a little bit yet to be determined, but I can get the utility bills, what they pay monthly.
And I think that's what we'd have to know. First, I think we'd have to know what is it actually going to cost to bring the facility up to spec per se. Second of all, you're right. What are the utilities? What's their average cost and so forth?
Cost already.
Yeah, and then once
Do
we
we
have
pay the
that,
utilities out there now, or how, I mean,
No.
we pay-
Association for the Handicap pays that, or Communicare does probably,
Yeah,
because they
Communicare
operate
pays-
a direct oversight program.
out to the job center out there? Is that, or is that furnished
The
with park?
state maybe pays, I know they pay for the janitorial and the custodial.
Right now, we're just renting the building, aren't we?
We're just renting the building, and
So
it's
we're
all
gonna
lost.
take a building we own.
$24,000 a year goes out
Yeah.
the window.
yeah, I think that rent, I think that the $2,000 total is a combination of rent and
Yeah,
utilities.
that's what I
But I'm
was
saying it's just rent right now, isn't it? And
Well,
they're
basi-
gonna move from a building that we're renting to a building that we own.
Yes, that's
Right.
correct. Which, and that's fine, and I think it's a
Yeah.
great idea, I'm all for it, but
Yeah.
at the same time, I think we need to know the cost, what's it gonna cost to remodel it, and then what is the current cost for the Handicap Association in regards to that monthly,
Utilities. and
because the other side of that is too, is that, it's a great opportunity, but we own the building, so we're bringing the
Yeah.
largest part of the bargain
I'd
here.
like to see what utilities now cost. We may wanna go to 75, 25, or,
Kinda like dispatch or something.
A little bit of the same idea came up down here last year about this time when they auctioned off the old extension office. We got in on that a little bit too late. The building sold for $80,000, and they probably spent another 60, 70, 80 on it. I don't know what
Yeah.
they spent. They've been working on it all year and still haven't occupied it. I know that if that had materialized, county and the city were going to kind
Oh,
of do
yeah.
a joint venture there.
Yeah, we were both going in as even partners, basically. I mean, we both had the same skin going into the game. On this particular situation, I mean, we
actually own
own
the
the
property.
skin.
Right.
So that's got to be worth something.
Does the job center need the entire building out there?
Well, that's,
I'd say they do.
they have to turn in a space request. In other words, the state people have been down and looked at that building, and they would do some design and provide some services as far as any kind of architectural needs or anything like that for what the local career center says would be the best use and ideal facility for them to operate out of.
Yeah, the Career Center is a great thing, and we need to move forward. Judge, I think you're right on it. It's a great opportunity for us to utilize our funding in a bit greater manner, a better manner, more efficient. We just need to know all the facts and details.
I'll try to get some
to
more numbers
finalize
together.
that. Yeah,
Yeah,
finalize
the
it.
county was going to lose that center out of the county if we didn't provide the space, and that's kind of why we're where we are.
Right.
Judge Herg and the mayor agreed to step up and
Yeah, and it would be good to know how much room they're utilizing now, square footage compared to the square footage that we have at the center. So
Yeah, they have less than 1,200 square foot up there, and there's 4,000 and some up there, so there's
Well,
got
which
more
is-
than double the space.
Yeah, which is what Mr. Wicker's saying, is that maybe they don't need all 4,000. We might have
Right.
some additional space that maybe we can,
At least,
work with.
office.
Well, I think the payback on that too, you're talking about 3-year lease, you're talking about $36,000 our part, so, $36,000 with the city, that's 70, be money well spent.
Try to do a little bit more discovery and get back to you with some numbers on our anticipated O&M, and
That'd be great.
Keep the dispatch where it's at.
wanted to put it on your radar
They only raise
and see
it
how
up
you're
once a
thinking.
year.
Okay, item number 15, the department reports. Keith,
It goes up in that
do you have anything you want to add to yours?
Keith, I have a question for you on that, that Orbison, or that Fisher Creek. Did you say there wasn't any more roads already named that? Yeah. I spoke to him about that, I told him I'd find out. I thought you said you didn't think there was. I'll get back with him on that then. I'm pretty sure that's what I'm gonna verify with her.
Also, am I correct in regards to 911 that we're ready for the MSAC? Is that right?
MSAC has been submitted on our part and also on MAPC's part as a.
And so now, of course, it's on Windstream to go through basically and audit that process.
Correct.
Well, Judge, what you might do, and I'm just knowing, working with other counties and so forth, and just because yourself as well as Ms. Browning put an ungodly amount of time in it.
Absolutely.
I mean, ungodly, and thank you very much. But you need to reach out to Windstream and either have a meeting with them or have a conference call to get specific dates on when they're going to be complete. Because I've seen it in other areas, other communities where I don't mean this wrong, but Marion County it's not the biggest thing on their list, okay? And you'll look up and they'll waste time, and then when we're wanting to cut over and move forward, they'll just be getting to the process and they'll hit us with 1,000 problems, so.
And Miss Browning has already went,
We
and
had
she
that
looked
same
like she's done all the
conversation.
hard work for them, so they should be able to move forward now.
Yeah.
Right,
Advisory meeting we had on
Thank y'all.
Tuesday,
done a good job.
we didn't have anybody there from Windstream. They've been invited to all the meetings. Man, Embry couldn't make it. Of course, I think that they're a little bit ashamed, and I don't blame them. I mean, I saw Sharon's got an email attached to Keith's there on the submission of that. We are planning to have, as soon as we can get them to commit to a time and a place where we can sit down with them, across the table, face to face, and get them to put a specific timeline in place.
Yeah.
I mean, we are in a kind of a crunch situation by December 31st. This grant, of course, we can encumber the funds. We've got the contract, we've got the equipment identified, we can order, but, it needs to happen. And
Well-
Dave Lucas always did say the telcos were the foot draggers.
I think
they're
Windstream's actually, they dragged their feet long enough, so I think it's
Well, yeah, I'm just saying
Time
that, believe me, it'd
reach
be
out.
advantageous in the process to get them to attend a meeting or even a conference call and get commitments from them and a timeline. Because if we don't, we'll look up and it's going to be January of next year.
Were they the ones sent the email that due to their layoff for their IT staff, they were running behind?
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
said they couldn't do the work because they didn't have the IT personnel.
Well,
And of course, I question how they run their internet.
Well, not very good.
They haven't lowered my bill because they have less staff.
Did they?
Now, as far as the Master Street Dispatch, Sharon has got it down, we've got 8,400 and some address points in this county. We've got it down to less than 100 errors, which is 98%.
Yeah. I mean, it's awesome. It's
Yeah.
tremendous. I mean,
I mean, we're right.
right.
I don't know anything else to do until they do what they need to do.
Court, I mean, it's in their court literally.
I don't think they're gonna be in a hurry about it, by no
Get them
means.
off the-
well, and I'll say this, outside looking in, MapSync, God bless them or whatever, but I think the fact is, on the outside looking in, I think yourself as well as Ms. Browning have done a lot of their work, okay? Or covered up a lot of their issues. So if they'd like to maybe throw some money back, that'd be a great thing.
Got a lot of dead people beers. Probably won't happen.
I'd say you're right.
You know, it would be a good case in point on how hard she has worked. She's done some of this at home, but she couldn't get it done in the office. nights ago, she worked from 1 in the morning and got in bed at 6 in the morning. Worked all night.
Well, see, and that's what's sad, is that I know she is,
That's the-
yourself, yeah, and you guys, she's done everything she can, you've done what you can to make this as critical and to make our timelines, but then that's the point, as you know, Judge, Windstream has failed to provide us really any effective assistance.
Dragging their feet.
You know, you might want to have the county attorney send one of those $100 letters to them or something, you know, so. Can you still get those letters for $100?
You mean attorney sends you a letter for $100?
Thank you, Cat.
Hey, inflation.
Send you a copy of the latest email I sent. I hope I didn't do us any damage, but
Dollar letters.
Well, now, the county attorney's always providing for us free, so.
You know, the best thing about this whole thing, though, that has come about is this could not have been done if you don't have a person that has a skill set of knowing everybody in the county. And the ones I don't know, she knows more than I know, because they have worked at everybody's house, and she'll say, so-and-so lives up there, and she's got this in her mind and her memory, and it really makes it, we'd still be
Yeah.
in the infancy of that.
Well, I was glad to see your help, because I think the key point there is memory, because I know obviously just like myself, you're a little older, and I know your memory is probably not what it used to be, but,
My memory is
you know.
great.
You guys done a great job.
Good, so good.
Y'all done a great job. Thank you for all your hard work.
Let's move forward.
That-
Thank you, Mr. Brock.
okay, we have the report from the detention center. I don't know if anybody's got anything else they want to add or question about that.